What do you personally like in commercial real estate?
Bangalore has leased more space than London, Singapore, and Dubai put together last year. Bangalore developers are way ahead. That less is more. So, to many of the Bombay, don't keep loading FSI. You can create more value by pouring less concrete.
Real estate is actually one industry where if you are a generalist, it's a place for you.
ऐसे मेरे को उतना भी पता नहीं कि कितने स्क्वायर फुट कितना एकड़ है. Didn't know anything. I cracked it. I figured it out. Real estate business, I would say, is the
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Corner Awfis, where we bring you candid conversations with leaders shaping the future of work and real estate. I'm your host, Sumit Lakhani. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with someone who has worn many hats in the world of real estate and beyond. He is known for his strategic leadership, deep industry expertise, and creative side that may surprise many of you. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Juggy Marwaha, Executive Director and CEO at Prestige Office Ventures. Juggy, welcome to the Corner Office. It's an absolute pleasure to be hosting you today.
Thank you, Sumit. It's always a pleasure to meet you, and especially in this beautiful room, early morning. So, absolutely fine.
Great. So, Jaggi, before we deep dive into real estate and leadership, our audience always loves to know the person behind the title, right? So, can you walk us through your early years? Where did you grow up, and your upbringing, some kind of experiences which shaped your value systems?
So, Sumit, born in Bombay, but moved to Calcutta because my father moved to Calcutta in the early 70s and grew up in Baliganj in Calcutta, which was a nice place to start your life. Started schooling in Calcutta and went to Don Bosco's. Was always more on the cricket field than in class, quite typical of any of the children then. The only reason to go to school early morning was we used to play hand cricket on our water tank. So many of my friends who listen to this will understand. We used to tie our ties around our hand and play hand cricket early morning before we start school. So those are the times. Really enjoyed that part of schooling. For me, to go to school was just to have a great time with friends. Studies was secondary those days. Even I never did well in studies, but kept pushing myself to grade after grade. In fact, also repeated a couple of classes, but it's okay. It's all part of the learning. But then I think every time I used to look at how life turns around a new circle or a new stepping stone every time you fail. So I think I started to realize that to do anything great in life, you need to keep failing. So I think maybe that's one of the reasons where I learned that kuch karna hai to you'll have to keep failing first and then you'll be successful, because you really need to work hard on your and learn from your failures, and then success ultimately comes. But I had no idea that I would be in real estate. I didn't understand. In fact, I always wanted to be in the service industry,
right.
And I I did my schooling, and then I'm fast forwarding it because of did my hotel schooling. I applied actually quietly. I was influenced by my mom's family because they were all running restaurants all across the country. So I always felt that would be the industry that I would like to be, perching myself on that. But wahan se then, I think in '89, I joined a welcome group school in Manipal. And my parents didn't even know about it. I just applied and I got through, and I said, I'm going to do an interview. And we went by train. I still remember going to Manipal, and when I got my merit list off and they put me on the thing, and the principal said that, when the letter came, he said that you're supposed to pay 59,000 rupees or something for school fees. And that's the time I went to my dad. I said, I've got into this college, and they were asking for 59,000 rupees. He says, that's a lot of money. He says, can you check with the college if you can pay in installments? So I said, yeah, we'll check. And they said, yes, you can pay, I think, something like 18 or 20,000 rupees. And that's how I joined college. And college, maybe also I was like, I started very well, attended all classes in the first semester. And then slowly, interest kept dwindling. And I used to be mostly outside the classes rather than inside. But I always attended some of the subjects and lessons that I really liked. I always liked being in the kitchen, and I always liked, they had these mock restaurants where you could serve, you can interact with guests. So I think networking and all of that started from there. So it was a fun 3 years. I call it it was a paid holiday by my father that I was enjoying myself, and those are real memories. Manipal, I think, taught me a lot. Just to live within your means. You used to get some. I think I still remember 1,000 rupees a month, or 400 rupees used to go towards food, mess charges. And with 600 rupees used to manage your thing. And usme you have to take an odd girlfriend out for a coffee or so, and Nimbu soda also. So all great times. So that's it. And in Manipal, in my second year, I started. I actually met a girl who shaped my life.
Right.
Later on, my wife Preeti. She's my college sweetheart, and I met her when I was in second year college, and then that's how we started. It's now almost like maybe 33 years together. So that's my life.
Nice.
And I distinctly remember that those days ITC, and because we were run by ITC, so they also used to invite Taj and other property chains to come and do campus recruitment. So I do remember that I got selected by Taj as well as Welcome Group. And I chose Taj because I wanted to be in Calcutta. My mom was not keeping well. So they posted me in Bombay at the President Hotel in the F&B service. I joined there. But then because of my mom's sickness, I came back to Calcutta and joined Taj Bengal. And that was part of the opening team of
Right.
Taj Bengal.
Right.
So that's my life. I started my life as a management trainee with Taj and in Taj Bengal, and even till date, we are a group of the alumni of Taj Bengal that we still are connected on WhatsApp. And I think it's an institution that built a lot of credibility, ethics, value system. See, Calcutta is a great city for getting your roots in place. It's a city that gives a lot to people who really love culture, people, and I think my value system came from that city and with friends that I grew up with. So I think a little bit of Tata's was there in my thing, which really helped me in the later stage of my life.
Nice. Are you in touch with your school friends?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. In fact, उसमें भी 2-3 groups हैं. So I recently, I think last year, I went to meet all my school friends. But it's very, very interesting to see the people who were right up front, doing very well throughout their school life, don't necessarily be there right throughout their life.
Right.
And that I learned when I was last maybe 5-10 years, every time I've gone to school to see that. And then you realize that maybe education is more experiential rather than, technical in terms of what you really want to do. Because it was a trend that I saw. The people who were in the back benches came up in life much more, with no discredit to my friends who really did well. But there are exceptions, but on both cases.
Yeah.
So I think mediocrity was never appreciated. So you always are in the first bench or in the last bench. Last benches also make it great in life. So I think I realized one thing, that everything is not about textbook studying. And maybe our system of education those days was lopsided. But today's children are very different. You can see that even the schools push them in a particular manner where their flair is, rather than pushing them through book knowledge. So I realized one thing that you need to be I wouldn't use the word hustler, but you really need to hustle your way to, you need to push your way through at every stage of your life.
True.
Nothing comes easy in life. And if you want to be in the middle seats, then you'll remain in those middle seats. If you're in the front, it's more easy to stay in front. But if you're in the back, last benches, then you have a lot of runway to keep moving in front in life. And I think that's what I push myself to.
Very interesting perspective, Juggy. So everyone knows you as a very, very successful and accomplished business leader. But I think there's a very strong creative side, for you, music and DJing. Did it ever occur to you that this should be my career choice?
No, you're absolutely right. In fact, before music was right from day one. From the time I had a ear for music. I used to play in the school band, and I think for 5 or 6 years there used to be talent contests, and you used to always win those. And teachers used to be fond of you because you have a talent and could sing. But then I took to cricket, and then that became center stage. But music is something that I've carried all my life. Even today, I travel for music. I chase musicians. There's something in that form of art that is a great solace in my life. And I listen to every genre of music. So from Sufi to Abida Parveen to Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan to Jagjit Singh, who I knew very well. He was my big time role model because he's somebody who really brought music to the new genre into the youth. We never used to listen to ghazals. So I listen to everything. And of course, my top musician that I love is David Gilmour. So I travel now for music. Last October, David Gilmour, ex-Pink Floyd, was performing in Royal Albert Hall. So I booked one night at Royal Albert Hall. It was the first time for me to see a live performance there. And when I was coming out, somebody gave me a ticket for the next day. So I went back again. So 2 times back to back, and he's 79 years old, and it gives a great sense of. So music is, the commitment, the drive of people, perfection, all of that. It's not easy. Take, retake, sound, engineering, the way it's progressed. Music industry is different. So I listen to everybody. I listen to Adele. I like, of course, the rock music is much more. During my college time, school time, I think Bruce Springsteen was the biggest thing. I saw Bruce Springsteen this year in Milan. 96,000 people in the sweltering heat of Italy. We were watching him. And he's also 75 years old. He performed for 3.5 hours. So again, it teaches you, junoon hai, passion hai, so you can do it. Age is just a number. And David Gilmour, at the age of 79, he just finished a world tour with his new album, Luck and Strange. And now he says he's ready to make his next album. At 79, if you just imagine, it's like cutting a new album is like starting a new business, right? So just think about it. So there are a lot of these people who motivated you in your life. Captain Leela Nair, imagine, he started his Leela brand when he was almost 60s. And look at where the Leela brand is. So I think, so everybody, why to go far? Our own chairman, Mr. Irfan, he's for him, age is just a number. And so that's what is junoon, passion, and learning and getting up, jumping out of bed every morning. And I think that's what life is all about, because you have one chance to do what you want to do in your life. So make the best use of it. And every day is a blessing. So
I think music is one art form which actually makes you young and energetic. So it keeps you going, right? So Juggy, coming to a perspective around on now, how did the whole thing around moving to real estate happen for you? And were there any hard or soft skills you acquired during your school life or college life which really helped you during the career journey?
So I think if it's one attribute that every leader, knowing or unknowingly, adapts, I would say, in fact, somebody asked me that day and I said the same thing. I said, it's not IQ, it's not anything else, it's EQ.
Yeah.
it's EQ that takes you in life. It's if you don't have that emotional quotient in life, आप जिंदगी में कुछ नहीं कर पाओगे. Because I think that emotion is very important. You need to be satisfied with what you're doing. You need to be compassionate with people around you. As a leader, I think it's very important that you need to take your team along. You're as good as your team. And I think that attribute, I would say generosity, compassion, comes to you as you grow up in life. And I think it's very important as a leader to have those values, to be generous, to be compassionate, as well as don't lose your steely resolve to keep doing stuff. So it's a balance between how much can you push somebody. So I always tell this to my team. I said, I'll only push people who I love. If I don't push you, which means I don't love you. So you decide whether you want me to be loved or you want to be loved or you want to be not to be pushed. So that's how it's a relentless journey. And I think to reach any professional, zenith of your career life in any industry today, I think emotional quotient plays a very important role. And I think once you're up there, every day you need to take some lessons on how to be polite to somebody. It doesn't cost you anything to say, ask your driver, did you eat breakfast and come? I think that's an important aspect.
True.
So I think compassion, generosity, and I think COVID taught us a lot. I think we should be blessed as a country, as a world, as a generation that all of us touched death and we came back. So I think that's something that I think COVID has taught all of us. I think, you should be blessed for every day you live your life. So I think a couple of those.
So every journey has turning points. If today you connect your dots, and what do you think were the key opportunities and challenges that really shaped your career?
So you can't drive your life. It's like driving a car by looking at the rear view mirror. You can't do that. So you have to look forward. Even if you fall forward. You don't fall back, because if you fall forward, at least you're trying to see what was there. So for me, I think my big turning point when I came to Bangalore in 1999 was that I failed as a restaurateur. I had a small restaurant in Calcutta, which I opened after I left Taj. And I failed miserably because, sometimes you realize that, you can do something and then you screw up, you don't do well. So I think that was a turning point which pushed me to move lock, stock and barrel from Calcutta and move to Bangalore. And when I moved to Bangalore also, I joined a company called Megabol. It was too ahead of its time. It was a very great concept of a family and entertainment center. But I think because you're standalone, you could not, get the footfalls. So I struggled there, but I learned a lot. I used to, and then suddenly I think in the early 2000, I think 2001, I met Manoj Menda, RMZ. And his wife and my wife were very good friends. So we met socially at a child's birthday. And he says, why don't you come and we're starting RMZ, why don't you join? I said, see, I don't know real estate, I don't know anything. He said, no, you're in sales, you'll figure it out. I said, मेरे को उतना भी पता नहीं कि कितने square foot, कितना acre, I didn't know anything. He said, no man, we'll teach you. So I would owe it to that man because he saw something in me that I did not see in myself those days when I was struggling. So, and that's the foundation of me jumping into real estate. RMZ those days, I don't think anybody knew about RMZ. And it was a struggle to explain to them what it was. And I think my sense of my exposure of real estate started in those days. And I think we just got a whole lot of tailwinds because the industry grew, the IT industry grew. I still remember the first deal I ever did in my life. It was Cognizant Technologies. There's a gentleman by name Raju Bhatnagar. I came to know that, those days you don't have access to social media.
Correct.
So economic times mein padha ke Cognizant might be looking for space. So I went to Cognizant's office and I sat there for, I think, 1 day, 2 day, 3, the 3rd day, 4th day. Finally, the front office receptionist said, so you come every day, but Mr. Bhatnagar is very busy, he won't see you. I said, no, I'll figure it out. One day I bumped into him. I said, sir, I want to show you one space. He said, yeah, we're looking for space. Let's go. No broker, no middleman, nothing. I took him, showed the building. They liked the building. They signed it. And that's how it started. And when I told this to my boss and I said, this, he says, who's the broker? How, who do we pay for this deal? I said, no broker. I just walked in and I got it. And they won the space. So this was the first 36,000 square feet deal I did.
Wow.
In the year 2002. Yeah.
Bangalore?
2002. Cognizant in Bangalore.
Wow.
And rent was 32 rupees. And I still remember. So that's my start. And then I didn't look back. I cracked it. I said, figured it out. It's all about networking. I said, It's about passion. It's about chasing people. So all you guys who are in sales, I would say that, all you need is one word that this company is looking for space or this industry is looking for space or this person is come. So I still remember I used to hang around in Oberoi hotels in the morning because those were the days when all these expats used to come. So I used to just go there and have a sit and have a cup of coffee early morning at 8 o'clock, 8:30, and then just walking around to people. So one day the Oberoi GM came and said, I see you every day here, you cannot come here and solicit business. I said, okay, I won't come. So, but that's the hunger that you have. True. So you have to be creative in finding leads. So that's how it started.
So Juggy, I also sometimes reflect and I feel genuinely real estate is actually one industry where if you are a generalist, and as you mentioned, you have a right EQ, it's a place for you. You can thrive and do very, very well around on it, irrespective of your education pedigree, your kind of academic prowess and all.
I'm not an MBA. I don't understand, but to be fair, many of us in our life today, especially my peers, we are also very lucky that we were at the right place at the right time.
I think you're undermining one aspect that there is very big quality which I see in a lot of accomplished people, their constant ability to learn, right? While you have not done MBA, but you understand balance sheet much better than an MBA, right? You've been running businesses like anything.
Yeah, but I think that student for life tag is very important. I think everybody needs to have that elbowed on their heart, because if you don't display that elbowed, and if you're saying that I am be all and end all and I know everything, then there's no. I think every day is a learning. You're absolutely right, because learning never stops, and you learn, and the more you get. It's like you get better skills when you network, learn, collaborate with people, because everybody in the room has a very different viewpoint, and it actually when you sum it up, then you can choose what you really want to pick up. So I think you're right, but I think generally, if you look at our generation, I think because we've got so many tailwinds after the reforms that we as an economy.
True.
Every one of us has been pushed by the tailwinds that have actually helped us to grow. Yeah, there are people who have not done so well, but if you look at the larger landscape, you look at all of us. All of us are from very middle class homes. The kind of money my father used to make, sometimes you wonder that what was that. But in those days, I think the uniqueness of all our middle class parents was that they used to make more out of less. So for a small, meager salary that my father used to make and they used to give my mom, I think how she used to manage everything, that she had a budget for everything, even for a chocolate that is not being planned for, could have been given to you, or a meal with your friends that you wanted to go out. So I think that's life. And I think that less is more is in every industry today. You look at any industry today, if you keep that thing in mind, that with less you can make more. And I think my thing is also to many of the Bombay real estate developers, don't keep loading FSI. Hyderabad mein dekh rahe ho kya ho raha hai. So less is more. You can create more value by pouring less concrete, because that's how people. So I'm just
no. That's a very perfect analogy.
It's a different analogy, but that's what it is. Yeah. You look at technology. When Steve Jobs launched his phone, he replaced BlackBerry QWERTY keyboard which has 24 or 26 buttons, and he came with one. And that exactly signifies less is more, because he just had one button to replace that. So simplicity and all of that, it's so less is more.
Right. And over the last 25 years in real estate now, you have come across multiple leaders, few mentors. Who are these leaders and mentors who have a significant influence in your life?
I think I'll start with my ex-boss, first boss in real estate, Manoj. Manoj Benda, perfectionist, hard driver, set very high, ambitious goals. And then I think my boss in JLL, Anuj Puri, who everybody knows, legend of an industry, of our industry. And I think he is just next level in terms of networking, his responsiveness, making notes even at today. These are small things that you pick up from people. Will always respond to every email before the week ends. You will not see an email not responded by Anuj. So these are small things which, and now in the last maybe 5-7 years of coming close with Mr. Irfan, his passion, his energy level. So I think there are 3-4 people who really make it, who are in the forefront of your everyday life. You learn a lot. It's not that they're best in everything, but if you, by surrounding yourself with people like them, if you learn even 1 or 2 things positively from them, it's a great thing, because after all, and then I would say Mr. Oberoi, I knew him very well. Man of great character. I always say that he's a Nawab born in the wrong times. And we are sitting here. You look at every corner of this place is been actually handpicked by him. His impeccability and hospitality, his prowess, his ethics, his value system. I spent a lot of time with him. So I think these are 4 or 5 people who really made a meaningful impact in my life, and I picked up a lot from them. Mr. Oberoi had this beautiful system that he used to call you on the phone, and within 24 hours, he used to send an email signed by him saying that this is what we discussed today. And I have like a bunch of those things. These are things that are, it's great. It's not easy to see. There's a lot of hard work, ethic, discipline for somebody to keep doing. And I still have an old friend of mine who always used to remember birthdays. So I'll pick this up so you ensure that you wish somebody on their birthday. So these are small things that you keep picking up from people. So I think as the journey keeps going, you pick up the right things. So,
and now let's shift gears and move to your real estate professional leadership career. What are the kind of guiding principles or philosophies you use or adhere to while managing teams or managing real estate projects?
Somebody asked me that day, Sumit, that, is it easy to manage external clients or internal team members? And I would say, you manage your internal team members and they'll manage your clients.
True.
So if you do well with your team, and if your team is a well-oiled machinery, you will be very successful in what you're trying to do. And look at, for every company, look at your company. Amit started something, and look at how you guys have. It's like every milestone that you achieve is actually a great testimony to the fact that it's not done by one person. It's a team and they always say you're as good as your team. So I think I've been very successful. I've been, very blessed to have people around me who made me look like stars where they actually were the real stars. And it's very important to, acknowledge them. Many such people, who made you what you are. And just by the support system that you have. So that's important.
No, I can vouch for that. I mean, your team is one of the finest team in real estate. If you see, very, very rarely we have come to you with any kind of a escalation or a problem, because things are genuinely handled extraordinarily well with by the team, right?
Yeah, also, they need to have the same passion, So I always And I can see it now. I don't need to attend half my meetings. Prerna, who runs our entire team, she's almost inculcating the same pressure, putting holding people together. I think that's what it is. It's everywhere. It's the only thing as a leader that you leave behind as a legacy is that you build a strong team, because if you don't get surrounded by smart people around you, then you're doing disservice to your organization. uh, you're making, and these insecurities in leaders are the biggest reasons they fail and they fall. You need to create a second line of system that is stronger than you, so that you're not missed the day you step out of your shoes. And I think every leader should appreciate that and build a system, because the company is larger than people. The brand is larger than the people who work for the. And I think it's your fiduciary responsibility to build teams for the better of. If you love your organization, then build a team.
Right. That's true. That's true. And Jaggi, you have worked across multiple cities in real estate, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, and now significantly around in Mumbai. What cultural difference do you see? And I'm specifically asking cultural difference in real estate across these cities.
So I can talk for, I, even though overall real estate I can talk for it, but from commercial standpoint, I would say Bangalore developers are way ahead any of the other developers in terms of, and it's
Right.
it's a known fact. It's only because two, three things. One is you're working in a domain that keeps pushing you. They don't accept ordinary stuff. So if you're working with a Microsoft or a Google or an Apple or a Morgan Stanley or one of them or Walmart or whatever, you are being pushed constantly to up and raise the bar. And that's actually the reason why initially Bangalore always leapfrogged. And because it's like saying, if you're used to mediocrity, you will, ye chalta hai.
Right.
So that value system in Bangalore was different. But having said that, the best blend of real estate business, I would say, is the acumen of Mumbai, the hustle of Delhi, the value system of Bangalore. If you can put this all together, and the lack of greed that you should display of a Hyderabad. If you can put this all together, you'll have the best real estate development company. Because you look at it, Mumbai dream. It's a big city with a lot of opportunity, highly underserved in many aspects of real estate. And I think one of the reasons why people have not done as well as the other cities here, because if there's one word that keeps people away from success is greed. And the opposite side of greed will be patience in real estate. So I always say this: agar patience hai to real estate karo, greed hai to mat karo. So
See, Mumbai has a great kind of skyline, and what I see now, Prestige is working significantly in Mumbai and adding to it. Can you give a plan of Prestige, how you are reshaping, or not reshaping, probably adding to Mumbai skyline?
I think we saw a huge opportunity,
Right.
especially like I mentioned. It's not that Mumbai has one of the legendary developers, Hiranani, Rahejas. They're legendary guys here, Lodhas. They've been there for years, and but there's always space for more, because the city gives you so much. The city has so much energy, so much of resilience, so much of opportunity. Look at how the city has progressed, and look at the infrastructure that is keeping pace with the city. I think it was maybe 5 years too late that we actually came in here. We should have come 5 years prior to this date. But having said that, I think we have a robust plan to keep growing in the city. The city has loved what we have done, because I still remember the day we handed over one of our projects, which was stuck for about 9-10 years from the erstwhile developers from whom we took over the project. And when our chairman handed over the keys, some of them were in tears and crying. So I think there's a sense of responsibility that a developer must walk and run his business with. And because हर आदमी के लिए उसका घर बहुत important है,
Right.
And I think that value system, if you can respect that, because people are pledging their lives earning on you, depending on you to deliver their dream home. And I think that responsibility, agar aap khud pe le lein, and so, we always say that anybody who's building that home, build it as if it's your home, and you will raise the bar. You keep raising the bar, and then the industry will also change. But I can assure you, this city has progressed in every aspect, compliance, ethical value system. So the city is ready for anybody with open arms. It's a level playing field, and as long as it's proven that a South India developers come to Bombay and with open arms people have welcome them. I think it's the way to go. And similar for Bangalore also. Bangalore is a city where people love the weather, people love the overall feel good factor, the curb appeal of the city. Even now, maybe some hustle is going around with all this traffic and everything. But look at the city, what it's given to people. So I think with all of that, there is some pressure that comes to every city. And I think, forget Bangalore, every city has this problem. Hyderabad has this problem, Mumbai has this problem, Pune has a problem. Every city has a problem. But the problem is because there's an opportunity to grow. And I think कभी बहुत लोग बोलते हैं कि 5 साल छोड़ दो इंडिया वापस आ जाओ सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा, but that's not it. You have to be part of that pain to get that gain in life. So I think in every part of your life you have to go through it. So Bombay has been a great opportunity for us. We continue to grow.
What do you personally like in commercial real estate? Large, sprawling kind of campuses, widespread campuses like in Bangalore, or tall, skyscrapers, the ones which we are making in Mumbai now?
So each one has his own story. I think the prestige that we are building, in my view, it'll be the day the ribbon is cut, it'll be the best building in the country, and that's the vision with which we've moved forward. So, but it's got its challenges to build a 320 meter tall building. It's not easy, but it's got its own. So you either, even in the large business parks like what we're doing in Bangalore with Lakeshore Drive, Prestige Lakeshore Drive, it's huge, humongous. It's got its own positives, it's got its own negatives, but I think that's what commercial real estate is all about. You need to time yourself with what the client needs, but keep improving the product in such a manner that, today $3 is the rent, average $3 to $4 is the rent in US, and in grade, I'm not talking about New York and California, but other cities, and you are at $1.10, $1.20. That gap is a huge opportunity for us to keep upgrading the product to ensure that people, because look at where the GCC business is coming to India. They want the same quality of real estate that they are getting in the US. And the only arbitrage is the talent pool, the work ethic, and the velocity to hire these people. If you can match good quality real estate, there's no reason why this country will not leapfrog to. We are already 1 billion square foot. I was recently talking in Creda in Singapore, and that's what it is, 1 billion square feet market. We are 4th largest. And I think we took about 27 years to reach 1 billion square feet grade A market. I think the next billion, I can easily see that we will take half the time. So we'll be a 2 billion market by about 2040, 45.
So I'll pick up a cue around, because let's get to commercial real estate. You have seen now it very closely from year 2002, right? And how do you see the journey of CRE over the last 25 years, the growth of the stock, the kind of the stock which has come across, and do you see more institutional play in the next decade?
So, good point, because it's only progressive.
Yeah.
It's very, it's moved to a place where it's all about sustainability, future, resilience in terms of the way the products are. But if you look at I would really say that one of the big leapfrogging moments, or the real change in momentum that we got in commercial real estate, is the invent of private equity coming into the country, look at it, we are about 175 million, 4 REITs today. Opportunity is huge. Grade A stock is about, I would say, about 425 million square feet. That can easily be adopted by another 3 or 4 REITs. And I think the big change today is that people don't want to accept an average building. They want quality of air, the quality of vertical transportation, car parking, urban amenities, future proofing, all of that. It's part of the whole thing. It's no more, and it's become, if you want to join the bandwagon. So I was talking to somebody and I said that top 10, 11 developers control 60% of office real estate today. And for anybody to join that bandwagon is not tough. All you need to have is patience and have a vision to build the best offices. Because, and I would say this huge opportunity right now for tier 2 cities today to uh, take this entire template and grow their businesses in. So I think commercial real estate is here to stay. I was sharing some numbers with you that Bangalore has leased more space than London, Singapore, and Dubai put together last year.
That's amazing. Huh?
Yeah, so you don't blame anything else. The traffic, how will they cope with the kind of traffic that you have? But so those are staggering figures, and another staggering figure is that 65% of last year's office real estate of Asia Pac is India. Just look at these numbers.
And we are in a weak macro situation.
Yeah.
There is overhang of
Yeah.
tariffs and IT services slowing down, and still the commercial real estate it is going so strong.
Yeah, and I think it's whatever we are hearing about from the US, the noise that comes. I think it's every noise is actually becoming a blessing in disguise for us here. Now you look at today's newspaper says that Germany, Canada, UK have opened the floodgates to all our H1B aspirants. Now these are opportunities that are simple differentiating factor of an Indian IT professional or an executive who's actually starting his life is that the work ethic is brilliant today. And velocity to hire that work ethic is very high. You can hire very fast. And that hustle of an average Indian that wants to do well in life. And I think it's just that we are blessed that we are in the right time. We're seeing all this progress. Look at how we've leapfrogged from what we used to be and what we are today. So in every industry, technology, real estate, every hospitality, look at how hotels have changed today. Somebody is telling me they paid 70,000 rupees a room night to stay in a hotel in Bangalore last week. It's incredible times.
And coming to my most favorite question, co-working. You have been a very, very big evangelist of co-working over the last couple of years. I think you have supported, inspired a lot of co-working operators. Where do you see this sector going forward? And what do you think attributed to the rise of the sector?
So two things. First is 2015 May, we had only Regis and one or two players,
Right.
2013, 14, 15 times. It was 1 or 2%. It was a fraction of the overall square footage. Fast forwarded 10 years, we are now almost at 20% of total absorption. At one time, we were about 350 players, but then the men and the boys got segregated. And today, you are only about, I think, about 10, 12 serious players in that market too.
True.
Consolidation has happened. The reason, so I will not call that industry co-working anymore. That industry today, in my view, is completely an experiential office offering, which is a managed space that has the software and the hard product all together. And most of you are now working on technology that will lace this whole thing and make it much more meaningful for the end user. So I think, and it's more of a finance-driven business, like all businesses are. But this is a game where we saw an opportunity where people don't want to spend during COVID, and you guys upped your game, and that's what it is. So look at all of you. I think almost at about average of 150 to 250,000 seats today, and these are big. And nobody
Right.
talks now seats because you started talking square footage, because you have progressed from being a co-working player to a significant volume enhancing game. Look at our portfolio. We have almost between AWFS Office and WeWork, we have about 1 million square feet each with both of you.
Yeah.
And that's a significant number. So I think, and that space is only going to evolve and grow. Only thing is, I think once the shoestring budgets are loosened from these big players, they will understand that ultimately, with all these GCCs coming, they will like to have their own environment. But then there's a new churn of
Yeah.
companies that are coming, which you never imagine that they would come to India, and they also want space today. And I see a new trend that many of these big four consulting companies are now tying up with all these GCC players and trying to give them a holistic service of finding real estate, finding employees, and setting up the entire, including the setting up of operations. So I think it's now become a complete life cycle of services that you guys will sooner than later. I can assure you that you will also look at building your own platform of incubating companies who want to come and grow with you. So I think that's the next logical step. So it's a subset of co-working. So opportunity galore hai country mein. So I think we are still scratching the surface in my view.
Yeah.
And I think there's lots to be done.
So there is a very, you also made a point in a while back, the number of developers, the top 10, 11 developers contributing 60% of the overall real estate. You look at our industry, the top 5 players have 50 to 55%, next 7, 35%, and there's a tail of long tail, almost about 400 players contributing 10 odd percent. In commercial real estate, how would that stat look like? How many developers would be there in the country?
In commercial real estate?
Yeah.
I would say in every city, you can count them in your fingers right now.
But those are credible. But total, if you have to look at?
Yeah, but then, a city like Mumbai, anybody who has land becomes a developer. But that's not the right model. And I think that has all its challenges. Look at Pune, same thing. If you have a good land, you want to be a developer. But there are some attributes to a developer. If you want to be a successful developer, first of all, you must appreciate that anybody can have access to land, but the real vision to change land into a product or a building is the journey is painstaking. It's not easy working with regulatory framework. Look at labor. Our biggest problem today in all our sites is labor. You don't get labor because with all these big reforms and the doles that the state governments are giving them, they don't want to come to work. You don't get any more labor very easily. So these are challenges that you have. So if you look at developers' big value system that can actually push them, if it's a new age development company, I would say if you can manage your environment, both internal and external, if you have the steely resolve to take risks in life, and I would say just stay away from debt, because that's a silent killer in the real estate industry. And greed and patience on both sides. That's a perfect concoction of a good real estate developer, if I can put it rightly.
I think that's a great advice for young developers out there. And with that, Juggy, we'll move to the next segment. It's a very, very fun segment. We call it Rapid Fire Round. So all short and fun answers. So my first question for you is, what do you prefer? Kolkata street food or Bangalore filter coffee?
Both.
No, give me
Kolkata street food.
Great. And how many languages can you speak?
Bengali, Hindi, English, Punjabi. 4. Kannada I can speak to save my life. If a cop stops me at night, I'll wriggle and speak that.
What's harder, managing teams or managing clients?
I just said that. Managing teams, you manage the teams, they'll manage the people. So just manage your teams. And that's harder.
Old Bollywood classic or English rock?
English rock.
Which one is your favorite?
Pink Floyd.
Nice. If you get to host a dinner for 3 people, alive or dead, who would you want to host?
PRS Oberoi.
Nice.
Irfan Razak. And Anuj Puri.
Nice. All together?
Yeah.
Great, super. Insightful session.
Super. It'll be super.
The most underrated city in office real estate in India?
Chennai.
That's interesting. Yeah. When I was thinking about this answer, I was actually thinking between Noida or Chennai. Because Noida is also turning out to be very, very underrated. And a lot of interesting debate between Noida versus Gurgaon is happening now.
I think Chennai has suddenly evolved because you can see it. It's now a 10 million market. It's as big as Hyderabad.
True. Right. If your life were an album name, what title would it go by?
Momentary lapse of reason. छोड़ दो उसको.
Okay. So one song you had play to lift your mood instantly.
Many such. But these days in my life, I'm sorry, I'm taking fireside. It's not a, it's a little longer answer. But there's a song called Scattered by David Gilmour. It's not about lifting my mood, but it's lifting my soul. So that song has a particular line which says, "Time and tide doesn't wait for anyone." So it disobeys you, it disobeys me. So you should listen to that song called "Scattered" by David Gilmour.
And a corner office on 50th floor with sea view or on second floor with nice tree views.
No cabin, sit with my teams. Open space. I love that in JLL. I love that culture in JLL.
Awesome. Awesome. Jaggi, thank you so much for such an engaging conversation. I think this conversation was direct dil se, and it was a complete masterclass in how to build your career in real estate. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity. And I purposely never look at questions when somebody sends questions to me, because it should be spontaneous. It should be from your heart. It should not be, pre-prepared. So it's always better this way. And thank you for this opportunity. Really appreciate it.
To all our listeners, thank you for watching the Corner Office podcast. Until next time, stay inspired, stay curious.